I mean, there's so much in this world that we can't change. The one thing I think that we can change, absolutely, is the way we talk to ourselves and the way we treat ourselves. But we need reminders to do that. And developing a mindful practice sets the stage for that.
A big supporter of choice. So I don't believe in the dichotomy of good meds or bad meds. But there's no doubt in my mind, and I think the research supports that we egregiously overuse them.
If you have a parent, for example, who has themselves grew up in poverty, experienced lifelong traumas, you saw they're more likely to drink then, they're more likely to die 20 years earlier, all of those potential adverse lifelong risks. And then they're raising the next generation in the same community. And so we get this multi-generational cycle. And let's be honest, we have a bit of a punitive view on people who are poor. Pull yourselves up. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. That's sort of our ingrained in our culture without really understanding how many cards are stacked against them.
At the core of each of those communities, there's a story, there's a mythology. And the reason you're a part of that is there's something within you that resonates strongly with that mythology. And going back to that idea of co-creation, the moment that we join a community, our story starts to interact with that core mythology, and that core mythology starts to act on us, so we're actually growing together, right?
Regulate means if a child's having a hard time, don't make them sit still. Give them some Play-Doh, give them something to fidget with. Go on a walk. If you need to talk about a difficult subject, like you're getting in trouble or we're gonna call your parent or whatever, go for a walk with them. Assuming they're not the kids that bowl, you know? I mean, you have to understand what's appropriate. But playing catch, roll a ball back and forth. Lots of occupational therapy ideas.
So sometimes in the universal approaches, that adrenaline rush is different. It's just not there the same. And so we're kind of geared towards that. And schools are geared towards identifying individual students for their bad behavior. So we have these two things happening, and next thing you know, there you are. You have clients all day, and you've missed all the things you should be doing in universal prevention or classroom interventions.
Had another kid that had, they released him from the hospital into our yoga class. He had 12 bullets in him still. And, that I got to talk to him about what's happening. I mean, fortunately I have metal in my body. So I talked to him about the shrapnel and, what happens when you move circulation around and what's actually going on in your mind with your breathing through these places of pain.
Mindfulness is basically just paying attention to one thing. So we were paying attention to our breathing. So we were just practicing mindfulness as it applies to breathing. And the spotting that I had you do came out of some work and is now a modality called brain spotting. I have Dr. David Grant's book up here. And brain spotting actually came out of EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization reprocessing.
We start off with Barbie. My daughter's obsessed with Barbie these days. Her Barbie does not look like this one. Okay, this one was sort of changed into this representation of a welfare queen by a graphic artist. And what are some of the first things we notice about her? The bruised face, the multiple children. She's at a grocery store buying alcohol. Right, these are some of the stereotypes that we see with poor and working class clients who experience domestic violence.
And I know on days when those of us in social services are challenged and we have to work so hard to keep a smile on our face, the ones that stay positive are the individuals that are able to bounce back when there's a crisis.
How do we give people the resilience and the power to be able to seek help, to be able to connect up to the resources, or even be able to address this issue at a point where it's early enough that that person can not only escape that situation and be safe, but hopefully people can get help and people can get connected with the resources, because the resources are there. We just need to give people that opportunity and to empower individuals to be able to get the help that they need.